All right, guys, I am very excited because we have 3 different projects that we are going to be working on this week. You will choose one of the 3. So I'm going to go through what each one of these is about. That way you can make a really informed decision. So first off, why are we doing this? We are going over a project because we are at this really cool spot in math where it actually starts making connections to real world. Now, there are so many different kinds of real world examples of trig graphs or iterations of trig graphs, but I have 3 right here specifically that are rubriced and have very explicit instructions on how you can start seeing math in a different lens. So your first option is going to be creating a trig art picture. This is a level 1. So if you're still like, ooh, I don't know, like these trig graphs are a little bit difficult and I just kind of want to play around with what they can do, this is probably for you. What this function or what this project looks like, this trig graph project, is what you're going to do is you're going to choose a few different graphs and you're going to tell me all about them. And then you're going to graph these graphs in Desmos. So these are all trig graphs right here. You can graph them in Desmos or you can graph them in like on a sheet of notebook paper. From those graphs, you are going to create some sort of picture with these graphs. So here are some examples of projects that have been done in the past. If this is something that seems very interesting to you, then you should go for this. It looks kind of like abstract art, or you could make it pretty intricate and not as abstract. Option 2 is to do a trig roller coaster. For your trig roller coaster, you're going to mainly be using Desmos and those domain restrictions that we talked about in the Do Now. You are going to connect multiple different functions, either one of them has to be trig, but then you can also do any graph that we have learned this far in the year. Now this project, if you choose to do it not on Desmos, it has printable graphs on here that you can also use, or you can use your own graph paper. Now, I would highly recommend Googling some of these. So notice that you can use, let's see, we could do a parabola, I can do a circle, and then I have a sine curve. They all have to connect, but this is kind of a cool way to start playing with A, the features of Desmos, and B, start connecting multiple graphs that you have done throughout the year with some of the things that we're doing now, which is very cool. The other thing that you need to do if you choose to create this is that you have to have a catchy title and you have to make this look a little bit beautiful, right? So I can't just say like, oh, here's a picture of a bunch of graphs connecting, I'm done. It needs to look like a nice, fluid, this one's kind of spiky. That's why we would prefer using curves, right? But it should look like a roller coaster and it should look like a nice little presentation. Last but not least is the most challenging project, which is your level 3. Now this is going to connect several different dots. We're going to be doing sinusoidal regressions. So this is for if you really want to challenge and you want to dive into some of the deeper meanings of trig. This is very interesting because what this project does is on this project we will be looking at multiple countries and countries. Multiple countries and cities on the same longitude. So remember, longitudinal lines are the up and down lines, and seeing how the amount of sunlight changes for all of those. So we will gather information. You'll be gathering information, and then you'll be constructing graphs and constructing equations. This is going to require a lot of independent thinking. So if you are up for the challenge, then definitely go for this and do some of these optional extensions as well. But do know that this is probably going to be one of the more challenging or the most challenging of the 3 options. So take a second, make sure that you are pretty sure like which one you want to do here, and you have the next 2 days to start working on it. I'm very excited to see all the really awesome projects that come out of this, guys.